I wanted to come in and talk because I just recently started grad school and I'm just feeling very overwhelmed by the whole ordeal and just making sure that I'm able to manage everything.
That sounds like a perfectly normal experience to have and a reaction to this kind of a change. What specifically about grad school do you think is overwhelming you?
First of all, it's just the sheer workload. I mean, I feel as though I knew coming into this that it was obviously going to be a lot of work. It's not undergrad, but as much as I knew about it, I don't think I was fully prepared for the monumental amount of work that they give. And I have a job outside of it and I work a lot. And I think one of my biggest concerns is not only that I'm not going to be able to keep up with the schoolwork, but also I'm not going to be able to keep up with my job outside of work. And I wanted to make sure that I'm able to do both. And I think it's just a little overwhelming right now. So
yes, it seems like a lot to try to keep balanced and get everything done the way it needs to be done.
Yeah, this past summer, right after I graduated, I was working 40 hours at this other job. I work at Old Navy. I work the glamorous life of retail, but I was working like 40 hours there, and even then, like it didn't feel like I had enough hours in the day to do everything I needed to. And now going from that to doing grad school on top of working, I think it's just very, I don't want to keep saying overwhelming, but it is. It's very overwhelming, and I just consistently feel as though I am never on top of things, and I don't like that feeling.
Right. It's kind of like it's a daunting task to
Yeah.
get everything done. Have you been able to cut down on those hours at work at all? Or
Yeah,
are you still working at the same?
I'm working about 30 hours now, and I'm working a lot. The only days I really don't work are the days that I have class all day, so pretty much every other day that I'm not in class, I'm there. Whether it's there for the full shift of 9 hours or there for like 4 hours, I'm pretty much there every other day. But my boss has been very helpful with allowing me to cut back hours because I'm a manager, so technically I'm not supposed to work anything less than full time.
Okay.
But he is being very helpful with it and making sure that I am able to work less because he's told me numerous times that he wants me to be successful. But I get nervous that working this decreased amount of hours that I am not going to be able to do my job well there. And obviously I know grad school is my priority, but so is making money so I can afford grad school.
Right.
So
there's a little bit of a role struggle there too in terms of, you are a student and you've got those responsibilities, but you're also a manager and you're in the workforce and you've got those responsibilities too.
And I think it's hard. What's hard for me, I think, is just managing both. So finding time when I'm not at work to do schoolwork. I've started bringing my schoolwork to work with me so I can do it on my break. And all the other managers apparently think that's funny, just because I'll clock out for lunch and I'll take out my pathology textbook and start reading. But even when I do that, I just constantly, it doesn't stop. And I just am worried that I'm not going to be able to keep up.
Right. Do you have some source of organization for yourself in terms of like a planner or a phone calendar?
I have so many planners. I have a planner for like my schoolwork and everything, and then I have like a planner that has all my work shifts in it. And then I kind of have one that like combines the two, so I know like, okay, this is due this date, but I'm working full shift that day, so I need to make sure I get it done beforehand, like that type of thing, which has been very helpful. I wasn't a very organized person like before this, so I'm really trying to step up my organization right now. So I do have a planner. I just think I'm nervous about the days when we have like 5 things due and I'm still working those hours and there's just not going to be enough time in the day to get everything done.
Right. That's completely understandable. It seems like a very overwhelming feeling to kind of have to deal with. Do you, outside of, your manager being really helpful, do you have a support system here with you while you're at grad school?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I have the other people in the cohort who are all feeling what I'm feeling, but I have my roommate who is a senior in undergrad, so she's experiencing everything I felt last year because she is also applying, so that's fun. But my family also, they have been really helpful. My sister calls me a lot to let me rant to her when I'm stressed and things like that. And my boyfriend has been very supportive. So I do have like that network of people, but at the same time, like I'm worried that I'm going to overwhelm them too when everything I talk about, and I can't, hang out with my family and hang out with my boyfriend because I have homework and things like that. And it's just, homework is always there.
It just seems like it's kind of pervasive.
Mm-hmm.
Is what's coming across, is that it's your homework and your assignments is a very pervasive thing
Mm-hmm.
throughout every aspect of your life.
Yeah.
Do you take any time to kind of step away from that homework, to kind of let yourself decompress a little?
I do try. And I think one of the big things that I'm struggling with is that when I do try to step away, I start to feel a little guilty that, oh yeah, like I'm sitting at the beach right now, like reading a book for fun, but I should be reading my forensic psychology textbook. So like you're saying, I do agree that it is definitely pervasive. So I do have other things I do, and they work for a while, and then I get the thought of grad school back in my head, and it just comes back.
Right. What things, so you gave the example of going to the beach and reading a book for your own pleasure. What other kind of stuff do you do to kind of step away from the grad school aspect?
I sing a lot, and I play piano. I have a keyboard in my apartment, so when I get really stressed, I kind of just put everything down and just kind of go play on it for a little bit, just to like ease my mind a little bit, which has been very helpful. I mean, music has always been very helpful for me, but I don't get to do it as often as I would like, because as much as I try to use it to step away, I still know that I can't spend all day doing that as much as I would love to.
Right.
But it is helpful, I think, when I do those things.
So music kind of seems like it's an escape for you, like a way for you to just like get out of, some of the situations you're having to deal with. And that's a really positive thing to have going on in your life. Do you think that might be something that you could incorporate into your schedule a little more often? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would love to be able to do that, actually. In undergrad, I was very involved in the music department in my undergrad. I sang in 2 choruses in an a cappella group. So that was like what I was doing when I wasn't in school or working. I was in one of those rehearsals, and it's kind of weird for me now to not be doing those things. And because I'm still so close to where I went to undergrad, I could still go to some of the chorus rehearsals if I wanted to, but I have class when those rehearsals are, so I would like to be able to incorporate it more, I think. I just think I need to get better at stepping away. So if I'm stepping away, I like really need to.
Right. Like fully step
Yeah.
away. Don't let it linger in the back of
Yeah.
your mind. That's definitely something that I think you could, like if you choose, that's a good thing to work on. That's a good step for you to be choosing to take for yourself.
Yeah. And I have missed music, and it's always been a de-stressor of mine, and I think that could honestly be part of why I feel so overwhelmed, because I always kind of had that as a crutch to go off of, like, oh, I'm very stressed right now, I get to go sing for 3 hours, which was great, but I haven't been able to do that as much as I would like, partly because I live in a tiny apartment complex, so if I'm singing at the top of my lungs, my neighbors across the hall and my neighbors below me might not be the biggest fan. So maybe finding a better place to sing really loudly.
I wonder if your graduate institution that you're now at may have locations for you to be able to express that musical need, to kind of find a place to enjoy that escape.
I honestly didn't even think of that. I feel like whenever I'm here, I'm pretty much just straight like in the academic buildings, but maybe I should explore and see if there's anywhere else I can go. I did actually hear in class the other day, someone was like playing arpeggios on the piano, and I like picked it up right away. It's like, does anybody else hear that? And I was like, hear what? It's like, you don't hear the piano? Because I totally hear that. So yeah, that actually is a really good idea to see if I can find somewhere else that I can venture if need be. So
I definitely think we hit a couple good points in terms of what's really stressing you out and making you feel that overwhelmed feeling. And I think we made decent progress in terms of trying to help you find a way to cope with it a little better. And hopefully we can keep talking in future appointments and keep working through this so we can manage